China had been an independent state for a while now with its own ideas. They had a trade system, many schools of teachings, each with their own beliefs, and many inventions, one of which, the Silk Road, was a 4,000-mile-long trade route spreading from China to the Mediterranean. It was through this in which China gathered many objects and ideas from different countries, including India. India gave many things to China, such as cotton, sugar, salt, and pepper. The most important gift to China from India, however, was Buddhism. Buddhism is a non-theistic religion that surrounds a variety of traditions, beliefs, and practices largely based on teachings attributed to Siddhartha Gautama, who is commonly known as the Buddha, meaning the awakened one. Buddhism made its way into China in the 1st century CE and then made its way into Japan and Korea through China. At first, all the people in China were very angry and had very little appeal because the Indian culture was so different from that of the Chinese. Buddhism finally took root in 300 to 800 CE. The collapse of the Han Dynasty in 200 CE brought chaos and started discrediting Confucianism. People started to move away from Confucianism and towards Buddhism. Many nomadic rulers in northern China liked Buddhism because it was comforting. Monasteries provided an increasing array of social services and accommodations. Many people thought that Buddhists had magical powers which attracted more commoners. Many monks and other people believed in Buddhism, so they made serious effort to make Buddhism easily accessible to all Chinese peoples. It was the Mahayana form of Buddhism that became popular. Mahayana is the oldest of 3 forms of Buddhism. Mahayana is all about seeking the path to enlightenment. The Sui and Tang dynasties also gave support for Buddhism. Sui Emperor Wendy had monasteries built at the base of China's 5 sacred mountains. These 5 mountains were the 5 most renowned mountains in China and served as a big part in history because they served as subjects for imperial pilgrimage by emperors. As more and more people joined monasteries and converted to Buddhism, these monasteries became very wealthy. Buddhism, though attracting many people, was never independent from state authorities. The downside to all this uproar of Buddhism in China, however, was that the growth of Chinese Buddhism provoked criticism and resistance. There was a deepening resentment of the Buddhist establishment's wealth. The monasteries were so wealthy that people did not like it and thought that it was taking over all business and religion. Others thought that it was offensive because it was a foreign concept. Buddhists believed in not being involved in sexual relations or marriage. This idea contradicted many of Chinese beliefs on family and marriage. This new form of xenophobia began with the An Lushan Rebellion. On the 16th of December, 755, General An Lushan decided to declare himself Emperor of Northern China. The Chinese state began direct rebellion against foreign rebellions in 841. As a result of this, 2,060 nuns and monks were forced to return to secular life. Thousands of monasteries, temples, and shrines were confiscated and destroyed. Buddhists were forbidden to use precious gems and metals for their images because they were considered worthless. Though it seemed like it, Buddhism did not disappear from China. It remained an important element of popular religion and still exists in China today.